Hi, welcome to my channel pibyme Maths. This is Baiju Vasudevan. Here we are solving May-June 2022 Pure Math 1 paper. Let's look at question number 1. This is from integration. So first we write it as 10x to the power 5 plus 6x cube minus 3x power minus 2 dx. So when you integrate it becomes x power 6 over 6, 6x power 4 over 4, 3x power minus 2 plus 1 over minus 2 plus 1 plus c. So 10 over 4 is basically 5 over 3x power 6 plus 6 over 4 is 3 over 2x power 4 minus 3 over minus 1 is plus 3x power minus 1 plus c. You don't need to write it as 3 over x. You can just write it as 3x power minus 1. That's correct already. It's a 4-mark question. Let's look at question number 2. In a triangle ABC, AB is 21. So I'm going to draw a triangle now. You don't know where is ABC. It doesn't matter. This is just for our reference. AB is 21, BC is 13, angle BAC is 25 degree, angle ACB is x. Use sine rule to find the value of sine x. Use sine rule. You have two angles and two opposite sides, right? So you can write sine x over 21 is sine 25 over 13. So sine x is 21 times sine 25 degree over 13. They want the answer to 4 decimal place. Make sure your calculator is in degree mode. So 21 times sine 25 over 13, 0.6827. 0.6827 is the answer. So I'm going to quickly store the value as A, because in case we need this angle later, we are going to use the actual value, not the rounded value. Let's look at part B of the question. Given also that AB is the longest side. What do they mean by that? Okay, we have this triangle. This is ABC and this is 25 degree. AB is 21, 13, 21, 13. You have x here. Okay, the question says, given also that AB is the longest side. You need to remember, in a triangle, if AB is the longest side, the opposite angle will be the largest interior angle. Now they want you to find the value of x. Okay, we have calculated sine x from part A, which is 0.682. Don't use the rounded value, use the actual value and find x first. So x is going to be sine inverse of, we store the value as A, 43.05428, 43.054, etc. Okay, now let's say the x is 44 degree, even 43 point something, let's say 43 degree. We know interior angles add up to 180, so what should be this angle? It's going to be, okay, first of all let me store this value as B, put a little reference here B. Okay, now the third angle will be 180 minus 25 minus 43. It should be 112. That's the largest interior angle, so definitely the opposite side AC will be the longest side, not AB, right? So but the question says AB is the longest side, so definitely this is not 43. Even though we calculated 43, it shouldn't be 43 happening. It happens only when you apply the sine rule. Sometimes you get the acute angle as the answer, but they are expecting you to write an obtuse angle. So what you need to do, it's very simple. Therefore x is, you just need to subtract the answer from 180 and write the answer. So you need to write 180 minus, I have stored the value as B, We want the answer to 2 decimal places, 136.95, 136.95 degree. So this angle is 136.95. So definitely this will be a angle smaller than 136. So eventually AB will be the longest side. Understand? Question 3. Show that this is an integer and find its value. Okay. Let's write square root of 180 as a simplified surd. You can write it as 6 root 5 minus square root of 80 is 4 root 5 divided by root 5. Here what you're not supposed to do, don't put everything in your calculator and write the final answer. You will get 0 mark because it's a 2 mark question. You need to get a method mark to get the answer accuracy mark. Now you simplify, so it's 2 root 5 over root 5 is equal to 2 is the answer. That's a 2 mark question. Let's move on to double I. Simplify this, give you answer in this form. So we are going to rationalize the denominator. 4 root 5 minus 5 over 7 minus 3 root 5 is equal to, times it by 7 plus 3 root 5. 7 plus 3 root 5. Now we are going to multiply the numerator and denominator. Take 7 and multiply both. You will get 28 root 5 minus 35. Take 3 root 5 and multiply both. So 3 root 5 times 4 square root of 5. Bring the cursor out, times 3 square root of 5 is 16. When you multiply 3 root 5 times minus 5 minus 15 root 5 divided by. When you multiply these two, you can apply the identity. A plus B times A minus B is A square minus B square. Now simplify the like terms. 28 minus 15 is 13 root 5. 60 minus 35 is 25 plus 13 root 5 divided by 7 square is 49 minus 3 root of 5 times 3 root of 5 is 45, which is 4 at the denominator. So write the answer in this format. 25 over 4 plus 13 over 4 root 5. That's a 3 mark question. Question number 4 now. You have a figure given and an asymptote y is equal to 1. Figure 1 shows a sketch of the curve with the equation y equals f of x. The curve has a minimum point P and a maximum point Q, as you can see here, minimum point and maximum point. The line has an asymptote, equation of the asymptote. On separate diagrams, sketch these two graphs. First, I'm going to show you how to sketch f of x minus 2. We are going to sketch f of x minus 2. You should know what transformation is this. When we put minus 2, the graph will move down, be moved down 2 units. It's a translation, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw the x-axis first, x-axis and y-axis. So x, y, origin. First I'm going to move this asymptote 2 units down. So y equal to 1 minus 2 becomes minus 1. So I'm going to draw y is equal to minus 1 here first. And then take the maximum and minimum point. Minus 1, 0, 3 over 2, 2. P of minus 1, 0. Q of 3 over 2, 2. It's a translation along y-axis, translation by 2 units, right? So you need to subtract 2 from the y coordinate. So this becomes 0 minus 2. So it becomes minus 2. When you subtract 2 units, 3 over 2, 0. It's better to mark these points first. 3 over 2, 0. Q of 3 over 2, 0. And then P of minus 1, minus 2. let's say it's in here -1 comma -2. We can extend this line and just write it as -2. So we just need to draw this graph. We don't know the y-intercept, so do not worry about it. Look at the graph. The y-intercept is not given, so do not worry about it. As long as you mention the equation of asymptotes and these 2 points and correct shape of the graph, you'll be given full marks. Now the next one, they want us to draw f of -x. That's a reflection, right? They want us to sketch f of -x. There are two types of reflections. The first one is -f of x. So you have to flip the graph this way over x-axis. Another one is f of -x. So you need to flip the graph this way along y-axis. So when you flip the graph, the horizontal asymptote stays the same. Draw x-axis and y-axis and origin. Always label the axis and the origin. The horizontal asymptote stays the same. Y is equal to -1. Now the point P of -1 comma 0 becomes P of +1 0 when you flip it. Q of the point Q is basically 3/2 2 becomes Q of -3/2 2. So when you flip it, you will have this graph. You just need to flip this graph this way. So they will look at the point and the equation of asymptote and the shape of the curve to give you full marks here. That's all. Question number 5. The curve C has equation y equals f of x. Given that f of x is a quadratic expression, the maximum turning point on C has coordinate this. Okay, I'm going to draw a little diagram just for our reference. It says the maximum turning point is -2, 12. And it cuts x-axis at -5. Let's say -5 is here. This is -2. So the graph will be like this, right? Now this distance between these two points are 3 units. So definitely due to line of symmetry, this also will be 3 units. So -2 plus 3 is +1. The other x-intercept would be +1. So you can write the equation as a times x using this point x plus 5. Using this point x is equal to 1, so x minus 1. Why we put a here? Because the coefficient of x square can be any number. So we need to find a actually using the turning point. If you sub in the turning point here, you can find the value of a. There is one more method. You can use this method also. Y is equal to a times, using this point, you can write it as x plus 2 whole square plus 12. That's just completing the square method, right? You can write this form also, but this is also a lot easier actually. So you can write, when you open the bracket and simplify, you will get a times x square plus 5x minus x is 4x minus 5. Sub in the turning point here to find the value of a. Replace y by 12. A times x square plus 4x minus 5. So 12 is equal to 4 minus 8 is minus 4 minus 9 minus 9a. So a is 12 over 9 is minus 4 over 3. Once you got the value of a, they want you to find f of x, the quadratic expression. So put this back in here and open the bracket. So you are going to get y is equal to minus 4 over 3 x square minus 16 over 3x times minus 5 is plus 20 over 3. That's a required quadratic expression. One of the very important question is this. Okay, question B. The line L1 has equation y is equal to 4 over 5x. So the slope of L1 is 4 over 5. L2 is perpendicular to L1. The slope of L2 will be negative reciprocal of L1, right? You flip the fraction and change the sign. So we have the slope of L2 and the L2 passes through this point. Take the point as x1, y1. So you can write the equation as y minus y1 is slope times x minus of minus 5. They want the equation in this format. So y is minus 5 over 4x minus 25 over 4. Sometimes they might ask you to write the equation in this format, where a, b, c are integers. In that case, you need to multiply throughout by 4 to get rid of the fraction. So we'll get 4y is minus 5x minus 25, and put everything one side. 5x plus 4y plus 25 is 0. That's the answer if they want you to write it in this form. But for this question, they want you to write it in the format y is equal to mx plus c. So the answer is this. M and C are just constants. That's a 3-mark question. Let's move on to the next part. You have a diagram given. Figure 2 shows sketch of the curve and the lines L1 and L2. I put the diagram here again. Define the region R shown shaded using inequalities. Okay. Let's look at the curve first. We know the equation of the curve. Y is equal to minus 4 over 3x square minus 16 over 3x plus 20 over 3. The inside of the curve is shaded. If it's inside, we consider it as below, and the curve has a solid line, not dotted line. So the inequality is going to be less than or equal to. Okay. Take the equation of L1, which is given here. L1 is 4 over 5x. Y is equal to 4 over 5x. Now it's shaded above the line, and it's a solid line, not a dotted line, right? So it's greater than or equal to. And then the next line is y is equal to minus 5 over 4x minus 25 over 4. Again, it's shaded above the line, so it's greater than or equal to. So always remember, if it's shaded below, or if it's a vertical line, if it's shaded left hand side, you need to use this symbol. If it's shaded above the line, or if it, let's say it's a vertical line and it's shaded on the right hand side, you need to use this symbol. This symbol if it's a dotted line. If it's a solid line, you need to use less than or equal to. Question number 6. Given that you have two equations, show that this. You just need to combine them. Okay. From here, make y as a subject. So y is going to be x cubed minus 6x. Sub in y into the first equation. 2xy, y is x cubed minus 6x. Minus 3x square minus 50 is 0. Open the bracket, you will get 2x power 4. 2, 6 or minus 12 minus 3 is minus 15x square minus 50 is 0. Just a 2-mark question. That's all. Let's look at part B. Now they want you to find the original equation. These two equations. To solve this, they want you to solve this original set of equations. We are going to combine them, so we will get this equation. So instead of solving this again, we are going to start solving from here. So how do we solve it? We can rewrite this as 2x power 4 minus 15x square minus 50 is 0. Let's take p as x square. So p square is x power 4. Sub in here, you'll get 2p square minus 15p minus 50 is 0. So I'm going to use my calculator to get the values to solve the quadratic. 2 minus 15 minus 50. 10 and minus 5 over 2. P is 10, P is minus 5 over 2. But you cannot just straight away write the answer, you will lose mark. So write it as P minus 10 times 2P plus 5 is equal to 0. Now initially we have taken P as x square, right? So it's x square is 10, x is plus or minus square root of 10. X square is minus 5 over 2. You cannot take a square root of a negative number. You need to write no solution here. So you got two values of x here. Now you need to find the values of y actually. From this equation, y is x cubed plus 6x. So when you take square root of 10, y is going to be square root of 10 whole cube plus 6 root of 10. Square root of 10 whole cube is going to be 10 root of 10 plus 6 root of 10. Sorry, this is going to be minus 6x, right? Which is 4 root of 10. That's one solution. When you use minus square root of 10, x is minus square root of 10, y is going to be minus square root of 10 whole cube minus 6 times minus square root of 10, which is going to be minus 10 root of 10. Always remember x power 3 over 2 can be written as x root x. So square root of 10 whole cube is same as 10 power 3 over 2, which is 10 root of 10. Okay, it becomes plus 6 root 10. So the answer will be minus 4 root 10. So you got two answers already, x and y. That's all. It's a 5-mark question.